So, hey everyone, today we have Krishna with us. He's a founder and CEO at Ship. So, let's know more about Ship from him. So,
Yeah,
hi.
yeah, happy to. Well, first of all, yeah, I mean, studying CS and finance here at UZ Austin, and for the most part, didn't really know much about the startup space. It was always one of those things where I heard a lot of people doing it and thought it was very cool. Spent some time in some cool tech companies, worked at Amazon for a little bit doing all kinds of things, and realized that there are a ton of people in the world who have an opportunity to build, but not
Hmm,
many people take it. Whether it's because they can't see it, it's not
hmm,
really in front of them, or in fact, for the people
hmm.
that don't have the opportunity, it simply isn't there.
Yeah.
And so when I looked into what I needed to do, and I saw a lot of people leaving their Amazon internships to create startups, saw a lot of school students dropping out, my old and original thought was, how could you do this? This seems so nonsensical. But after a while, I realized that it could actually be an insane way to go about life. And so whenever I came back from Amazon and in the middle of my time between Amazon and getting my offer at JP Morgan for this summer,
Hmm,
I thought, why not just create something, one, to get more prepared for the amazing work I'm going to do at JP Morgan,
hmm,
but two, to kind of just see what I can do within myself. And so I created a startup called Punch Wallet, which is a small business reward system that basically creates rewards for any food truck or small business in the area. The biggest issue that I thought that consumers faced was not being able to get good discounts at food trucks and rewards. And the biggest issue that I thought that small businesses kind of had to face was the idea that they didn't have enough data on their customers without paying for other services. Turns out that my hypothesis wasn't entirely correct, but it was still a great building experience. And with that, got supported by some awesome VC firms here in the Austin area. Met some really cool people from Antler, started co-working at the space, and found out that there are amazing people in the space of VC. But there is also a huge gap between point of inception startups and people being able to raise and get funding or even just succeed and
hmm.
scale. So I wanted to create something that really bridges that gap. And Ship really is that. It's a 5 week accelerator, completely online for students all across the United States. And the goal really is, can we bring the ability of people to build to the entire world? Can we commoditize building to a sense where people want to do it? People have the chance, and every single person who needs to start doing something, to
Hmm.
start enabling the creative energy, to start having a community of people around them, can have that chance. And so that's what Ship is.
You know what? Actually, I have already done one podcast with a person who is connected to Ship.
Really? Who is it?
He's Piyush Mishra.
Yeah, I like that guy. He's a really cool kid.
Yeah. So, like, how do you validate that this idea is worth building? Like, you have lots of, I think maybe you have lots of ideas to work on. So, why do you choose this?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I realized at a very early stage, like I was telling you earlier, that startup founders don't have resources. It's just the
Oh,
truth of the matter. If you
hmm,
say, hey, I'm giving out $500 of plot credits, which is what we
hmm,
were doing, people that got in the Ship,
hmm.
thousands of people commented on my post and said, hey, please let me join Ship. And I
Oh,
think this made me realize something more so than the fact that this is a great way to get engagement,
hmm,
but the fact that this is something that's a necessity in today's world. People who are building either can't afford to build because they just don't have the resources, even though it's so commoditized today, or they just don't know where to start.
hmm,
Accelerators like YC and Antler are amazing. They provide so much resource, but at the
hmm,
same time, they do require you to have some sort of surface level knowledge about the
hmm,
field. If you don't even know what ARR is, if you don't know how to target an ICP, if you don't know what it means to be venture scalable, how can you apply even these companies? You really can't. And that's where Ship stands. So I think, yes, although it may not have the greatest market validation yet, it's a completely new idea. It has been validated by other companies that are unicorns now, like Entrepreneurs First and more, that completely act upon the stage of inception. And I thought, why not make this an even shorter process? Why not make it 5 weeks long, validate your idea truly, and just see, can you really make something insane out of this?
currently what problem are you solving? Like you're building a community that the people from worldwide that will connect together and will like share their different perspectives and get different ideas, and that will help them to apply that thing in their product or in their life and wherever they are working. So what are your means three problems that you are currently solving in ship?
Well, I think you kind of answered the question there as well. I think the biggest problem is that people don't have that community today. It's very
Hmm.
hard to find people around you who are going to do
Yeah.
this. But at the
Hmm.
same time, I think even if you do, how do you ensure their quality? How do
Hmm.
you ensure who they are? How do you ensure what they do? How do you ensure that they are in fact who they say they are?
Hmm.
A lot of things that I guess can go against you when it comes to these sort of early stage builders. And
Hmm.
more than that, we're actually working on a product right now. So this is the
Hmm.
first time we're mentioning this. So very lucky to have you on the podcast here. And I think
Hmm.
it's great that this is the
Hmm.
case. But we're launching something called Ship OS. So
Hmm.
haven't even talked about this to the public yet. So you're
Yeah.
getting the first scoop of information, but ShipOS is basically our own operating system. It's an application that lets our people, applicants, people who are part of the ship community more,
Hmm.
actually be matched to VCs at a high level using a living knowledge graph, a lively chart, and ontology and different data sets. And the idea behind it is this.
Hmm.
We're going to make sure that whenever you start building, you have the highest chance to meet an
Hmm.
investor at your case, which means
True.
we're going to use all your data. We're going to
Hmm.
understand everything you need. We're going to find out what you need in the support realm to make sure
Hmm.
that we are giving you the best support possible. That's never been done before, possibly. There are companies that are trying it. There are companies that are giving you the ability to connect with people. There are companies that are giving you the chance to do more, like LinkedIn, even, for example. But we are creating something that is so hyper personalized that as soon as you start to build, the VC that is meant for you will find you. Think about it like a dating app, except for venture capital, right? You
Huh.
will find your soulmate, except
Yeah.
we're finding you your VC. And if you
Hmm.
don't need a VC, we'll find you people around you that are going to help you. The whole
Hmm.
point of this ship OS is that we're keeping track of your building. I guess somewhat of a glorified habit tracker. More than that, we're actually giving you the complete and utter access to literally change the way you're doing this.
Hmm. Yeah, and you know what? If we have access to so much things, like technology is becoming advanced day by day, and we can connect with the people worldwide. Like today, I'm in India and talking to you. It's a very great thing for me because we can't connect with the people around us. Means
Right.
sometimes it will very like miserable to talk with the people who are not belong to our vibes, like their thinking are different, our thinking is different, but if we
Completely.
distance is not matter to connect with the people. I think so
Right.
that. So how do you keep people engaged in your community?
Well, I think here's the biggest thing, right? If you provide value, people will
Hmm.
engage. I
Hmm.
I don't look towards making people engage in my community.
Hmm. Hmm.
I just look towards providing value. If
Hmm.
there is a way that I can provide value, then I
Hmm.
know there's a way that people will engage. Because I think that if you're giving them something they need to be at,
Yeah.
if you're actually creating something that is worth their time
True.
and they're not engaging, that means that you probably are not creating something worth their time. Unfortunately, the case. The
Hmm.
customer is always correct. And you should
Hmm.
always be looking towards interviewing them, asking them questions, figuring out, hey, how can I help you? Because if not, why would someone give up time from their valuable day to actually talk to you, join a community of yours, maybe possibly give up their data? Like these are things that are trade offs, whether or
Hmm.
not they cost money. Like a lot of applications like Instagram today don't cost money, but
Hmm.
you are giving them something.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're giving them? You're giving them data, a large amount of it. So if you're giving them this much data, you should really be willing to gain something in return. Most
Hmm.
people think somewhat rationally, and they'd be like, okay, if I'm giving data, even if they're not thinking about it from this perspective, I want something out of it. And so they're joining Instagram because they want to meet people. They're joining LinkedIn because they want to get a job or they want to see people doing things. And they're joining Ship because they want to be invested in. They want their startup to succeed.
Yeah, true. So you're building a community from the scratch. So, like, what problems you're currently facing, or how did this all start?
Yeah, I mean, haven't really faced too many problems yet. Maybe I'm extremely fortunate about that.
Hmm.
But I think the biggest thing from scratch is this, right?
Hmm.
We really started this because of that belief, like I told you. Whenever I was talking to VCs and early stage investors, there is not a single point of inception accelerator right now. There really isn't.
Hmm.
And if there is, I just don't know about it because it hasn't done its job very well. Other
Hmm.
than Entrepreneurs First, which is doing an extremely fascinating job of really bringing in people pre-idea, I
Hmm.
think there isn't another place that is taking care of that kind of niche, and I think there's a lot of space for it. I believe that companies like YC, Antler, and more are insanely powerful at what they do. They're creating one of the best ecosystems of all time, and I'm so inspired by them. Z Fellows as well, right? Very, very inspired by what they do. I think why not add to that space? Why not become something that can really help this community out even more? I really love the missions of people like Jared Friedman, like Gary Tan, who've created this amazing community at YC. I
Hmm.
love the missions of people like Corey Levy and Baylor Evans who've created Z Fellows. And, after speaking to some amazing people from Entrepreneurs First, both people who are being invested in by them, people who
Hmm.
are investing for them, I see this passion and this level of insane drive towards making the founder community better that I think I simply cannot gravitate away from.
Like as you mentioned YC, so YC is specifically working for the investment, or like they are working for the startups and founders. So
Correct.
like in future, where do you want to like categorize ship?
Yeah. So in by May 2027, this is our goal. Our goal is to raise a $10 million fund.
Hmm.
I'm going to say it right now. So the goal is this. We want to invest in startups at the point of inception directly through our network. We want to invest in startups that come out of our accelerator. We
Hmm.
want to become the largest investor by May of 2037. So by
Hmm.
May of 2027, we are creating a $10 million fund. A
Hmm.
decade after that, we hope to be a unicorn in fund size.
Hmm.
And the goal really is, can we
Hmm.
create something that is a revolutionary movement within Gen Z VC, as you might call it, and
Hmm.
say, can we really create a way for
Hmm.
students and young people to invest in people of their age?
Hmm.
They understand distribution. They understand what's actually happening in the market. They understand the demands better than anyone else. Can we make
Hmm.
this happen?
So like now you're building a community. Okay, so there are different types of community in India. Like they are working in different field. Like I am living in village side, so there are different communities of women. They are like working on different products, that handmade products and all things. So like what one thing most people like do wrong while building any community, like it didn't like sustain for a long time.
Yeah, I think the thing they're doing wrong is building a community in the first place. Kind of a crazy statement, but I think the thing is this, right? If you're
Hmm.
trying to build a community, you're never
Hmm.
going to work. I mean, you might, right? I can't say you won't. I'm sure people have done it before successfully. There's that saying that if you try something over and over again, you're probably going to succeed.
Hmm.
However, if you're really just doing this to build a community, you should really think, why are you doing this? Are you lonely? Is that why you're doing this? Is it because you're looking for friends? Is it because you're looking for a chance to do something else? If that's the case, you likely find what you're looking for. You might find some friends, you might find some people. But the people that build everlasting communities that are beyond belief the greatest things ever, don't build them out of the desire to build a community. When Steve Jobs built Apple, which by far is one of the largest communities in the world, whether or not you see it that way,
Yeah.
he wasn't thinking, can we build a community? He was
Hmm.
thinking, can we build a product that
Hmm.
changes the way people think about electronics and handheld devices as a whole?
Hmm.
Can we change the way that people use the modern PC?
Hmm.
And I think that is the case when it comes to building a community. We're not thinking of building a community at Chip. We don't care. We want people to come if they need us. We're not looking to bring more and more people in. We're not looking to absolutely solicit ourselves to every single person. We're looking to create the next generation of venture capital. We're looking to make it easier than ever for someone to be invested. We're looking to change the absolute way which founders have a chance to connect to VCs at the highest level. And at that point, people will come to us, and they are. So community is built when you have a passion to change something. And people follow you when they also have a passion for that change.
Yeah. True. Like passionate people should have the like a great and big vision. Like if you
You
are
must.
passionate about something, then you must have the big vision. That like if you are starting small, but you must have the vision to like go to the top.
Oh, you must. Absolutely. I agree. And there's nothing else you can do because if you don't have a vision, if you
Mm.
don't have, you know, delusions of grandeur, you
Mm.
may never be someone. You may never have
Yeah.
an opportunity to do this crazy thing.
Mm-hmm. True. Like you are doing finance, and you are computer science student also.
Yes.
So like how do you choose that they're both things? Like finance is a different thing and computer science is a different thing. That
Yeah.
what attracts you to it?
Well, I think, when I first came to school, I was thinking, can I do something cool? I saw Elon Musk working on SpaceX. I saw some people working on Blue Origin. I thought,
Hmm.
what is the future of the world, right?
Hmm.
Our species is likely becoming interplanetary in the next 25 years.
Hmm.
What is the future of what's actually going to happen in the world? What's going on? I see companies like Palantir doing amazing things in data analysis, ontology. I see companies in various fields doing insane things. I see American dynamism expanding by the day. And I think to myself, where is my skill level needed? And so I
Hmm.
tried just picking a degree that made sense in that regard. I tried picking a degree that actually had some sort of practical application to what's happening in the world. And I
Hmm.
think finance is always going to be necessary at some extent because understanding how things move at the highest level can be helpful for logic. And I think computer science is absolutely necessary even in regards to AI taking over as people think they're. Because if you don't understand what's actually happening, then you are quite literally opening yourself up to millions of dollars of cybersecurity threats, issues beyond comprehension, and things that simply can't be done with the subject matter expertise.
Do you ever think to build something using your finance and CS knowledge?
Surely, yeah, I think there's always times where you want to build something. Right now, I think my time is quite tied up within ship.
Hmm.
However, if that ever ends for some reason or if something changes,
Hmm.
happy to think about what to build. That 100%. But right now, I think ship is what I'm building.
Oh yes, one more thing I like remember now that you are also like working on data analytics, data monetization, and all like data
Yeah,
field.
of course.
Yeah, so you also mentioned one project on LinkedIn. I'm not
Yeah.
remember that. What is that?
We for like travel, data science travel.
No, there is a one project that you mentioned.
I'm guessing with Columbia University.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, wait, wait.
Yeah, take a look and let me know.
uh, So, what particular thing you like in computer science that there are different things like people love to build, some people love to research on a particular thing. So, what do you like to?
Love to do in computer science. I think building is the one duty that we have as humanity.
Hmm.
I think if you think about our duty as humanity, it's to
Hmm.
build upon where we started. We were brought to this universe to become the greatest species to ever exist. And I think by far we are the greatest species in all of the universe, right? If you think about our evolution and think about what we're doing right now, you're calling me through a fiber optic cable on a camera that's connected to my voice that's talking to you through two computer screens.
Yeah.
It's literally insane. The computer screen was made through sand,
Hmm.
which was then melted into glass, through silicon, which was then put into a chip structure, and which then conducts electricity to create a computer.
Hmm.
It's quite insane to think that we created all this. And I would say that our duty is to by far be the most dominant and exclusionary species to ever exist, and to one day become interplanetary, to one day become absolutely dominant in the species of the universe. And
Hmm.
so, if you're not building every day,
Hmm.
then what are you really doing? The question comes to the matter of our duty is to build. I think that the thing I love in computer science is that you can actually build breakthroughs at the very essence of what a breakthrough means.
Computer science is very dynamic, from starting also, but now due to AI and other technologies it is hitting us in a different way that
Correct.
building is matters, but your ideas and how do you approach that idea is matters a lot. So what do you think that where will it be goes like in coming 10 20 years, that what will be the future of computer science?
I think right now it's all about execution and distribution.
Hmm.
Today, the way a company will work is whoever gets the idea out fastest wins. Whoever can distribute, whoever can move fast. I think soon, and I think the founder of Replit was also talking about this. He was saying that I think later ideas might become more important again. Right now, Silicon Valley's biggest law is that distribution, moving fast, and execution is key. I think you're right. As we move forward, I think ideas will become much more important as distribution also becomes commoditized. And I think the
Hmm.
greatest ideas will succeed because they can't be replicated.
Due to what internet and all social media things that I know that like lots of things that what is going on worldwide, but what is currently going on in USA specifically, I can say that in this field like in computer science or AI and other things, like what people are really doing in this field.
Yeah, I think the U.S. is the place for innovation right now. we're doing insane things, and every day there's a new discovery that's being made. I
Mm,
think, of course, we have innovators beyond belief, and some of the recent papers about the meta harness and more have shown that we are absolutely working towards AGI at high level. Do I
mm,
think that AGI will exist? I don't know. I'm not a chief AI scientist. However, I can tell that we are currently and continuously making artificial intelligence models that are training upon themselves, learning upon themselves, and constantly reiterating by themselves. So that takes you anywhere. It could be something, but I think it's a very good look for the future of the United States.
it's like a real ship, I can say that, due to AI. And
Right.
you know what? There is a there are very much real products also, but there are many fake products also are coming in market.
Of
So it
course.
is little bit confusing to understand the thing.
Right. It is. Yeah, I agree. At the end of the day, I mean, you'll see, right? That's why I always tell people, show me your repo before I invest. That's the biggest thing for me is if you can actually build something, it's quite impressive. A lot of people aren't. That's also okay. It's not a big issue. It really just does mean that
Mm,
every single thing we look at nowadays cannot be purely, can I see a product? Because that used to be impressive and it isn't anymore. Now it should be, can I see what you're working on? Can I see what your thought process is? Can I see your propensity to get something done?
mm. Yeah, you know what? As earlier I mentioned you about Piyush, he is working on AI policies, and it is very important that I like got a lot more information that how it will be very dangerous if we don't follows that policy and do not mention that like you know what agreements and all things, because AI is becoming dangerous also.
Right.
Uh, yeah, so it is very important to the authentication should be there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. It's a reasonable take, I would say. Yeah.
So what do you do besides these all things like sheep and being a CS student?
I think that's my life. I mean, I think everything I do is ship.
Hmm.
So I have some friends that are very close to me. I see them
Hmm.
every now and then.
Hmm.
But I think the biggest thing in my life is how can I keep building? How can I keep improving? How can I constantly reiterate to make sure I'm the one of the greatest in this field and continue on doing that? I think when you have this delusion of grandeur, it can be bad for a couple of reasons. It can make you think
Hmm.
that you're more than you are. So I like
Hmm.
to keep myself humble at all times and talk to friends, talk to partners, talk to business individuals who are helping me out. But I also like to understand that whatever I'm doing has to be for a purpose. I think you should always know what that purpose is deep down. Understand it, look deep within yourself, and understand why you're doing something. If you can continuously remind yourself that you're doing something for the betterment of humanity as a whole, then you can continuously remind yourself to keep working harder because what you're working on is bigger than yourself.
How do you the manage this all things like college and all things, and what is the college life of the student in USA?
The college life of a student in the USA, I think it's quite a party life. I think some college students party a lot and some don't. One of the good things about being a college student is that you have time to reckon with yourself what you need to be doing, which is
Hmm.
great.
Hmm.
You have time to give yourself an opportunity to succeed. You have time to take risks that you would never else be able to take.
Hmm.
So that's the biggest thing about being a college student. It's the fact that you have a chance to really do these things at a high level without feeling too scared. The only difference I would say is I don't party nearly as much as maybe some college kids do. However, I think there are kids who work much harder than me as well. So I think I'm right in the average about what people do in college. Spend some time playing basketball, pickleball, sports that I like. Spend a lot of time walking around, eating good food, etc. But I also spend a lot of time working. I think my team and I spend about 7 to 8 hours a day on call at least.
Hmm. Are you Indian?
Yeah, I am. I am Indian. Yes, I'm an Indian American. Yeah,
So you born and brought up in USA?
I was actually so. It's a funny story. I was born in India.
Hmm.
Actually,
Hmm.
I moved to China when I was 2 years old,
Okay.
and then I moved to Australia for a little bit, and then came to the United States when I was about 7 years old.
Oh. So how do you feel that you're currently in USA? That do you like China, Australia?
No,
What?
I think the United States is the greatest country in the world. I'm so happy to be here. And
Oh.
no offense to anyone else, but I really love this country, and I feel like there's so much that you can do in this country. The
Hmm.
dreams that this country is brought true are by far the greatest, and I'm so grateful to be an American citizen.
What are your goals for 2026? Like your goals for ship and your personal goals.
Yeah, I think the personal goal is to make SHIP one of the greatest venture capital accelerators for Gen Z. And the
Hmm.
goal for SHIP is to make Krish make SHIP the greatest accelerator for Gen Z.
Mm-hmm. So what do you like the most in Gen Zs? Like people says that Gen Zs are lazy and they are not consistent and lots of other things, but there are many good things also. So what do you like in them most?
I think that actually might be why I like them so much. I think the fact that maybe they have this bit of laziness or whatever it might be that changes the way they think.
Mm,
I think they're not cut to a cutter. They're not left to their own devices in that way. They're actually given their own complete sort of, I guess, unanimity in a way. I guess that's the word to use. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but they have their own kind of agency. They
mm,
do what they want. They want to make videos. They make videos. If they want to go do some stunts on the road, they do stunts on the road. That's the greatest thing about this generation. We are not winners per se. Maybe that's a weird way to put it, but we have a lot of people who would not be successful in the current kind of economy. People who wouldn't be considered successful by people 30 years ago. However, these might be the very people that generate billions of dollars of revenue, that create the next company that changes everything.
mm,
Because when you are so different from what is expected,
yeah.
then you're able to create differences. You're able to make something new. And I think every generation we have a great opportunity to change an existing thing. And so I think that's what Chip's trying to do. Trying to take unconventional minds and make them do great things.
Mm. I like in Gen Zs that they want to be like they want to be unique and they don't want to
Yeah.
change for anyone else. Like
Yeah.
what do you think? Like being formal is good thing, but on in the name of formality we have to do lots of things that we don't like and feels very uncomfortable, and I actually personally don't like to do that things. So
I
what do you
think,
think about that? Like being formal means what? That you are respecting the other person, you are like listening that person and sharing your perspectives, and it's a good conversation. But what are the other points that comes in mind that to be like aware of other things that doesn't matter, but we just have to follow that. It's like going in the tradition. We can say that.
yeah, I think, at some point in time, I think we will have to do uncomfortable things. That's one
Hmm.
thing I can't walk with there. I
Hmm.
think it's absolutely necessary too.
Hmm.
However, I do agree with your point that a lot of things in life are done for random reasons. We
Hmm.
have formalities that shouldn't exist, I don't think, in sense of
Hmm.
maybe I have this crazy idea, but I don't really care if somebody forgets my birthday.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not really of large importance to me. I think I forgot my own birthday last year.
Hmm.
It's really not that important to me in the sense that I think there's so much more in the world to be worried about.
Hmm.
It's a personal. And second thing, I don't really care how people talk to me. If someone
Hmm.
says, "Oh, I think you've done something wrong," or "I think, hey, I think Chris, you're a very dumb individual or a very stupid person," I don't take too much personal offense to that. Maybe I should, but I don't. And I think the reason for that is because I don't think of those things as personal attacks, but rather just conversation. I think our generation, one of the weaknesses we have is that we take too many things personally. We,
Hmm.
we like to take accustomed to things that have nothing to do with us and will never have anything to do with us. I think if you can continue to live your life in a way that you just live for yourself, you
Hmm.
enjoy what you do, and you try to find a good time in whatever you're doing, you'll be so much more successful. You'll be smiling at every opportunity, walking through doors with robust energy, and figuring out ways to really change things and work on
Hmm.
yourself. And I think we take too much personally. I think it's why we've acquired this name snowflakes.
True that walking to the every door and like just like try that if the doors opens then opportunity is yours. But if you didn't try to knock the door, then how will the opportunity comes to you?
Yeah, then you just lost it. You're done. Exactly. Great.
Because I have learned these things, like doing this podcast and all things that I expect that many people will not like you also that will not accept the invitation. But yeah, you accept that invitation. I came here and we share our thoughts, and it's been a good conversation. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad you called me up. I think the biggest thing you can do is try to learn from people. I learned something from you today, and I hope you
mm,
learned something from me as well. I
yeah,
think there's never someone you're better than. Just try to do what you can to do better for yourself.
mm,
There's never a person that you are smarter than or know more than, because in reality, I'm sure you know more about something than I do. Whether or
mm,
not you think it, because maybe I have more on my paper, more people know my name, or I have thousands of followers. The truth is, you might very well just be much better than me at something. And I think that's something we should all admit in
mm,
life. There should never be a fear of being worse than somebody else because you're going to be. you're by far going to be far worse at something than somebody else. Just remember, I think that the biggest thing in life is learning from every single person and making yourself the best version of everyone you meet.
Yeah, situation changes. Like time, when time flies, the situation changes.
Exactly. Exactly. Like tomorrow, I could be completely broke, have nothing going on for me, and be nowhere. I think that
Mm,
the legacy that will follow me is that I'm always looking to learn, and that nothing can take that away.
yeah. So, in last, what do you want? If anything you want to share, you can share that. You expect that I can ask you, but I didn't. Anything you want to share?
You know, I think we actually had a great interview. I think that that's all I wanted to really talk about. I feel like
Hmm.
you really kept it great. You had a good interpersonal tone, and you
Hmm.
made it seem very natural, which is very good. And I don't know how many interviews you've done so far, but I think you're a very good interviewer.
Hmm.
I think definitely keep it up. Keep working on your quality of skill. Keep working on the questions you ask. Keep doing research. I think those are great things. And yeah, just keep going. Maybe set up a Calendly too, and people will start booking your interviews.
Yeah, stay in the conversation. Like, I don't want that interview like feeling,
Yeah,
that it should feel like a conversation that you are sharing something and I am asking questions on that particular things. If I have a list of questions and you are sharing something and it didn't match, it will not match with the your thoughts, that questions and what you're sharing if you have the list. So I
absolutely
don't
great.
make any list of questions.
That's why you're killing it. Keep going.
Yeah. So thank you
Yeah,
so much, Krish, for
yeah, of
coming
course.
here and investing your time here.
Yeah, of course. And let me know if you're going to post about this. Happy to repost, etc. Support your content. And yeah, definitely make a LinkedIn post about this too. Happy to have my team look at it.
Yeah, yeah. Take
All right,
care.
great meeting you, Sita. See ya.